Hi, I'm Ken Whitfield with the Second Life Coast Guard, and today we have another in our series of videos for new recruits. Well, first off, again, I want to remind you, watch this video in 1080 HD and in full screen. That way, you're going to get the full benefit of this video. Because today, we're going to talk about Gridtalkie. Now, what is Gridtalkie? It's a communications tool. It works like a radio in Second Life, and it helps you communicate across the grid and helps you communicate with mariners, boaters, and pilots. It's great, and I'm going to show you how to use it. Now, if you've been around Second Life for a while and been boating for a while, you may already have a copy of Gridtalkie, but you're going to need to get another one because this version of Gridtalkie is specially made for the Second Life Coast Guard. So you've got to get another one. And the vendor is located right here on the back wall of SLCG Station Sarcy. And to get it, all you have to do is click on the vendor and it will be delivered to you. And as with most box items, all we need to do is res it on the ground, click it, open it, and copy it to the inventory. And speaking of our inventory, let's take a look at it here for just a couple of seconds. If you'll notice, you have the Gridtalkie README. Those are your instructions. You're going to want to take a look at those and familiarize yourself with some of the great things Gridtalkie can do. But let's take a look. You can see Gridtalkie Aviator, Black Box, Earbud, Mariner, right? Shoulder radio, stick, technical ear or tactical earpiece, wire link. There's all kinds of different styles of radio and they all have a different look. So go through them, take a look, find the one you like because you can use any of these and they're all pretty good. Some of them do have some limitations, however, but you'll familiarize yourself with those. Now, personally, I like the tactical earpiece. I think that number one, let's find it, where is it? The Mariner radio. What is that? Ah, here we go, the shoulder radio. That looks really good with things like ODUs and some other uniforms. But for me, the tactical earpiece is something I can wear with any uniform. So that's the one I wear. So what am I going to do? I'm going to right click on it and I am going to add that and I'll instantly be wearing it. Now watch what happens when I add the earpiece to my body. Watch what goes on in local chat, in nearby chat. The Gridtalkie will go through a self-check, and this will tell us that the Gridtalkie is on and working. So let's go ahead and add that. There you can see it come into my ear, and take a look. It's gone through that complete self-check right through here. And it tells me who's using it, which is me, gives me a message of the day, and it tells me what my tuners are set to. As we can see, tuner A is already set to channel 16, and I'll tell you more about that in just a second. But it also tells me what we have. We have tuner A, tuner B, tuner C, right? So we're going to set our tuners right now so that we can use the Gridtalkie. Before we set those tuners, let's set up the Gridtalkie so that it has your name on it while you go out on patrol. So in other words, when you send a message, everybody who receives that message will know who it's from. And you do that very, very simply. We start by setting your name, which is a command which is set handle. So we want to type in /11 because that is what gets Gridtalkie's attention. We want to type in the word set handle, all one word. We want to use our name, right? Ken Whitfield. And we also want to identify who we are in SLCG. So we would do that by going SLCG ROTP and another bracket. Hit the enter key and now you can see we have set our handle to Ken Whitfield SLCG ROTP. So whenever we send a message, that will precede the message and let people know who you are. Now, I'm sure you're asking, why do I identify myself as ROTP? What does that mean? That is an abbreviation for the phrase Recruit on Training Patrol. And that's how you will identify yourself while you're a recruit and you're out on rotations. You'll get your SLCG number when you graduate from the Recruit Training Center. Now, on to Gridtalkie. What we have to do now is we have to do a couple other things. We have to set our channels so that we can use Gridtalkie. So to do that, we want to type in, once again, we want to get Gridtalkie's attention. So go back down to your nearby chat, your local chat, get Gridtalkie's attention by typing in /11 and then the word menu. And you will get the familiar drop-down box. Now let's take a look at this drop-down box and see what our options are. Now, as you can see, we have a few different options here. We have Tuner A, and Tuner A, as you can see, is set to channel 16 Marine. Channel 16 is a Marine hailing frequency, and we kind of want to stay off that for the most part. We want to leave that open so people can have mayday calls if they need to, or if there's an emergency that can be called in on channel 16. Not that you can't use channel 16, you can, but keep things brief. We want to leave that open so there isn't a whole lot of chatter in there flooding the channel. Besides, everything you type on channel 16 is going to go out to everybody who's got Gridtalkie all over the grid. So you want to kind of stay off that and not a whole lot of chatter. Now, if you're responding to a mayday call, you can use channel 16 to contact the boat or the airplane you are going in for a rescue for. But what we want to concentrate on is Tuner B. Right here, Tuner B, we want to set that to Second Life Coast Guard channel 22, and we do that by clicking on it. Let me drag the drop-down menu in here, and as you can see, here is Coast Guard channel 22, and all we have to do is click that, and boom, we have set our tuner to channel 22. Now we're going to be using Tuner B, SLCG channel 22, primarily. That's what you normally use every day when you're announcing something to the group. Before you announce a patrol, before you announce anything. That's where you do it in SLCG channel 22. But we've also got something else on Gridtalkie, which we've got to look at. We've got Tuner C, don't we? So look down there at the local chat again. Let's type in 11 menu once again. Let's bring in our drop-down box, and as you can see, once again, Tuner B set to channel 22, but we still have Tuner C, which is not set yet. So let's take a look at that at least while we're talking about Gridtalkie. As you can see, we have a few things here we can choose from. Channel number 45. That's usually used by the Marine Corps when they're doing their training. And SLCG channel 21. And we've also got Joint Patrol. I think that is for I'm not even sure what the JTF is for, so let's leave that one alone altogether. But if you really want to set up channel C, set it for channel 21, because SLCG channel 21 is sometimes used for things like race patrol, security patrol, and things like that. So we'll just click that, and we'll set channel C for channel 21, or Tuner C for channel 21. Now, how do we use Gridtalkie? How do we speak with it, and how do we communicate with it? Well, it's really quite easy. There are only 3 commands you have to remember, and it's kind of one for each tuner. You remember Tuner A, that was channel 16, the Marine hailing frequency. If you want to type on that, it's /11 for Tuner A. For Tuner B, remember I said that's the one we're going to use. That's SLCG channel 22. That is /12. Type your message, and that will go out to SLCG members only. And then there's /13 for Tuner C, that's your auxiliary channel. That's something you use in reserve or for special occasions. So let me demonstrate how we would communicate over Tuner B SLCG channel 22. Down in your nearby chat bar or your local chat bar, type in /12 radio check. All right, just for something to put. Hit the enter key, and you can see right here, what does this tells me? This tells me what channel I sent it from, right? Coast Guard 22. It tells me who I am, Ken Whitfield, and it tells me I'm a recruit on training patrol and that my message is radio check. Now, sooner or later, somebody will come along and see that and answer that radio check. And they will usually say you're coming in loud and clear, or sometimes they may just put in things like 5x5. That's a perfectly good answer for the radio check. Or tell you what, let's send it over Gridtalkie /12 5x5, and once again we've got that in the proper radio communications channel. So you see, Gridtalkie is really easy to use, and you're really going to enjoy using this out on patrol. For the Second Life Coast Guard, I'm Ken Whitfield.